Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session of the world's biggest to-do list. Today we're going to talk about this one, goal number 15, life on land. And my name is Clara, and we're live here from Copenhagen, Denmark. And this one, life of land, is a goal that is about protecting, restore, and support a sustainable use of ecosystems and land, to promote a sustainable forestry, to fight desertification, and stop the depletion of soil and the biodiversity loss that is seen. And I think the part about biodiversity is really important because it's a very big crisis. It's a crisis on the same level as the climate crisis, but not as many people know about it or are talking about it. So what we want to do with this goal is to stop the loss of biodiversity that is seen, and to stop the biodiversity crisis, because right now the nature and the animals are under pressure. Since the 1970s, half of all wild animals have disappeared, and I think this number is crazy, and it shows why this goal is so important, why it's so important to do something with biodiversity. So half of the number of the world's wild animals are disappeared, and the reason is that both humans have hunted and killed a lot of the animals, and a lot of the natural habitats are been destroyed to less or more degree, and what is to them necessary life important plants and mushrooms are disappearing as well, a lot of places, because us humans are using the soil and the places they live for agriculture and different purposes of agriculture. And this is serious, and I think it's important to know that this is serious, but there are as well positive things to tell about this goal, because in the 70s it was not just the start of this biodiversity loss. It was also a decade where a lot of people got more aware of nature and how us humans are using and misusing nature, and a lot of people figured out that species can die, and they can die forever, and we have to do something to stop it, to ensure that we have a diversity of species in the world still. And that realization, the fact that we had to do something, became the start of a lot of the environmental protection organizations and movements who still work every day to enlighten people and to save the endangered species. And these organizations' work have been one of the main reasons to a lot of the very well-known and popular species that was endangered today are saved before they disappeared. And one example is that there's actually been an increase in the number of pandas and the number of tigers in wild nature, and an increase over the last 20 years. But of course, the number of pandas and tigers in nature is still way too low, and way much away from the original numbers. Then, of course, there's a lot of other species that have been less lucky. And right now, the number of elephants, the number of rhinos are still threatened because they use their horns for making medicine, and these can be sold for enormous amounts of money. And especially in China, this has been a problem. But lately, a lot of governments, including Chinese government, have put a stop, or trying to put a stop for the trade with ivory, and that makes a hope for the elephants and for the number of elephants hopefully going up in the years to come. And then I think this is an important point, and it's an important point with this goal as well, that there are a lot of endangered species that is super important to protect and to keep, but they're not as cute or beautiful or impressive as the pandas or the tigers and the elephants. But they're still super important. They're super important to biodiversity, and they're super important to nature as well. And we have to put an effort in saving these species as well. Then this one, global goal number 15, is not just about animals or protecting nature in reservoirs. It's also about figuring out how we can use the resources of nature in a sustainable way. It means that with this goal, we still, as human beings, should have the opportunity to go hunting, to forest, to fish, but it has to be in a way where we're not destroying the nature that gives us all these opportunities. And this point is not just for some countries; it's for all of us that has to think about how we use nature in a more sustainable way. And then I brought a good news, as I always do, and it is actually about the elephants that we spoke of before, because fewer elephants are in agony as entertainment. Right now, fewer elephants in the Thai tourist industry must endure the torture-like treatment they had to do before. Elephants, like all other animals, thrive best in natural habitats, but because a lot of tourists enjoy the elephant rides in the forest, many are now bred by elephant trainers under horrible conditions where baby elephants are tortured with hooks and everything. And in partnership between the Thai government and the organization World Animal Protection, more parks are opened up to house these retired elephants, and an increased knowledge of the torture-like conditions that have been with these elephant rides have made more and more tourists skip the ride, and thus decreasing, sorry, difficult for me to say, decreasing the demand for bred elephants. And study shows that 73% of all Danes, here in Denmark, where I come from, traveling to Thailand, they skip the elephant rides, which means that fewer elephants are needed, and thus fewer elephants are bred, and fewer elephants are tortured. And I think this is a really good example of both governments acting on something, but also I think a part of this goal that we don't speak that much about. Then, as always, I brought a team Greens from Saudi Arabia, who played in the New York Cup finals in 2019, and 3 of the players for this team is actually also coaches here in the clubhouse, and I think you should go follow their sessions as well. But Team Greens consists of players who are leaders of sport in 3 different cities in Saudi Arabia, and they work very hard. Oh, no, this way for this goal, and to encourage people through social media to drop waste plastic. They do campaigns where they collect plastic waste from nature, and they actually also use this waste to create artistic pictures where they put an awareness of how this trash is harming nature. And I think this is a good example of both how you can use your voice and engage other people to do something for the goal, but also in a different way through art, work with making people aware of the importance of this one. Then, as all other sessions, we are ending with some commitments, and I brought some different commitments for you today, and I put them up here in the comment section, as I always do, and I hope, as I always do as well, that you'll go out and do something and act in order for us to reach this goal by 2030. So what you can do first, commitment, first challenge is to remove trash from nature. when you're walking home from school, from your work, when you're out running, pick up the trash, put it in a trash bin. Trash don't belong in nature, and it's simple. You can do it on your way back from work or school today. Then you should only, that's the second challenge, plant flowers and plants that are original to your country. You should do this in order to support the biodiversity of the local flora, but actually it's also better for the bees, which is an important part of this goal as well. Then the third challenge is when you go out grocery shopping, then buy only organic fruit, buy only the organic vegetables. So change your shopping habits, organic habits, and buy the fruit and vegetables that are organic. And then the fourth challenge, this is the fourth challenge, is to buy furniture made from only buy furniture made from hardwoods and avoid exotic endangered hardwood harvested by deforestation, for instance in Amazon. So check when you buy furniture, when you buy wooden pieces, where these trees are belonging, where this hardwood is from. That was all from me today. I'll be back tomorrow with a session on, now I have to find it, this one, global goal number 13, climate action. So see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye.